5 foods quietly aging Indian women's skin. A dermatologist's honest list and what to swap instead. Let me say something that might irritate a lot of skincare brands. Some of the biggest reasons your skin is aging faster may not be sitting in your skincare cabinet. They may be sitting in your kitchen. After treating Indian skin for over 20 years, I can tell you with complete confidence what you eat affects your skin far more than any expensive serum that you'll ever use. Because your skin is not separate from the rest of your body. It is a biological organ, living organ. Every single meal you eat is either increasing the inflammation, worsening the glycation, disrupting the hormones, or damaging the collagen, or maybe helping repair it. This is not wellness culture. This is dermatology. And here's the part nobody talks about enough in India. The Indian diet has dramatically changed over the last 15 to 20 years. Oils are different, sugar load is different, packaged foods are different, and the frequency of eating out is different. So your skin is reflecting that shift. I'm Dr. Chytra Anand, and having spent over 20 years treating Indian skin in my clinics, today I want to walk you through 5 foods that I see quietly accelerating pigmentation, inflammation, dullness, collagen breakdown, acne, and premature aging. Not fear-mongering, not food shaming, science, and realistically, what to swap. No extreme diet, no cutting out the joy, just smart, long-term decisions. And stay till the end because the 5th food is the one almost nobody talks about, and really, it might be the biggest accelerator of aging on this list. Now, before we start, let's understand something important. When dermatologists talk about aging, we're not just talking about wrinkles, we're talking about collagen quality, inflammation, oxidative stress, pigmentation, elasticity, and skin barrier health. One of the biggest drivers of visible aging is chronic low-grade inflammation, the kind you don't even see day to day until one day your skin suddenly looks tired and dull. Now let's talk about this first food. The first ingredient, sugar. And I'm not talking about mithai during Diwali. I'm talking about sugar quietly entering your body every single day. In your chai, in your coffee, biscuits with tea, breakfast cereals which are labeled healthy, packaged granola bars, protein bars, sausage. Now here's what sugar does biologically. Sugar molecules will bind to collagen and elastin through a process called glycation. It creates compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. And AGEs damage collagen. They make it stiffer, weaker, less elastic, and more yellow toned over time. One of the reasons skin starts looking dull, saggy, tired, and prematurely aged. It's not hypothetical. A review published in the British Journal of Dermatology showed that accumulation of AGs contributes significantly to aging by damaging the collagen fibers and reducing elasticity over time. Researchers found that glycation accelerates the wrinkle formation, the structural skin aging, especially in diets consistently high in sugar and refined carbohydrates, meaning the process is measurable. It's not theory. And Indian food today has dramatically more hidden sugar than 20 years ago. And here's the important part. I'm not asking you to completely stop eating sugar. That's unrealistic and unsustainable. But reducing daily sugar exposure genuinely changes skin quality over time. Here's what I usually start my patients with. Cut the sugar in your tea by half. That's it for 2 weeks. Most people will adjust surprisingly fast. Then again cut it, and then suddenly your sugar load drops massively without feeling deprived. And save the mithai for the actual occasions, not for your daily dessert. But if you have a craving, a dark chocolate could help. Now, what changes do patients have in 6 to 8 weeks? Less puffiness, brighter skin, reduced inflammation, lesser breakouts, and less facial swelling in the morning. Food number 2, dairy. This conversation is a little complicated in India because dairy is deeply rooted in our culture. Our chai, our curd, paneer, buttermilk, ghee, coffee. I'm not anti-dairy, I love dairy. But let's understand what it's doing to us hormonally, particularly cow's milk today. It increases IGF-1, which is insulin-like growth factor, which stimulates the oil glands, more oil production, interacts with androgen signaling pathways, which are involved in hormonal acne. Especially important for women dealing with jawline acne and chin acne, those with polycystic ovarian syndromes, oily skin, inflammatory breakouts. There's actual evidence behind this. A large study in the American Academy of Dermatology found a significant association between milk consumption and acne prevalence, particularly skim milk and higher dairy intake. Researchers believe that hormonal signaling effects of IGF-1 and insulin pathway play a major role. This matches exactly what I see clinically in my Indian patients prone to acne, especially those who are drinking multiple tea, having whey protein, lot of paneer in their diet, high dairy overall intake. Which means, should you quit dairy tomorrow? No. But if you're already inflamed with chronic acne, bloating, eczema, inflammatory skin issues, it's worth experimental. Usually, I suggest reduce your dairy quantity or switch to A2 milk where possible, and then watch your skin over 8 to 12 weeks. That's how long it takes. Foot 3, refined seed oils. This one frustrates me like nothing else because this shift happened quietly. Traditional Indian cooking oil like mustard oil, groundnut oil, coconut oil, or ghee, depending on the region. Today, many households use refined sunflower or soybean oil. And the problem is not the omega-6 fatty acids are bad. Your body needs them. The problem is the imbalance. Modern diets are extremely high in omega-6 and low in omega-3. This imbalance promotes chronic inflammation and signaling, which means it worsens the acne, pigmentation, barrier dysfunction, slower healing, collagen degradation, and here's the second issue. They are highly unstable at high heat, and repeated reheating, extremely common in restaurants and street food frying, generates oxidized lipid compounds, and these increase oxidative stress in the body, and oxidative stress accelerates aging. I'm not saying never eat outside food. Again, unrealistic. But frequency matters. Street food 3 times a week versus once a week. Biological difference. You'll see that. What do I recommend? At home, cold pressed oils, mustard oil, groundnut oil, coconut oil, and ghee. Use what suits your cooking style in your region. Avoid heavily fried packaged food where possible. Now let's move to number 4. Maida, refined white flour. Maida behaves very similar to sugar metabolically. White bread, biscuits, bakery snacks, naan, kulcha, instant noodles, fast food wraps, most packaged baked goods. Maida has very little fiber, high glycemic load, and causes a rapid glucose spike. And these rapid glucose spikes trigger insulin surge, which again triggers inflammation, increased oil production, worsens glycation pathways, meaning Maida accelerates same aging processes as sugar does. And here's something fascinating. High glycemic diets are consistently associated with increased acne severity and inflammatory skin conditions because skin is hormonally responsive tissue. This is not about perfection. It's just about moderation and reducing frequency. Switching white bread to whole grain bread, naan to roti, fried biscuit to roasted snacks, refined snacks to high fiber alternatives. Simple changes, not punishment. Now here's what many women notice in 6 to 8 weeks. Reduced bloating, less facial puffiness, more stable skin, and often less reactive breakouts. Foot number 5, alcohol. This may be the most important one. Before anyone gets offensive, I'm not making a moral judgment. I love my wine too. I'm explaining what alcohol does biologically to the skin. It affects skin through multiple pathways simultaneously. Dehydration is first. Alcohol is a diuretic, increases water loss, and dehydrated skin immediately looks duller, more lined, more crepey, less plump. Second, alcohol increases the oxidative stress and inflammation. Third, it disrupts sleep quality. This is critical because deep sleep is needed for collagen repair, cellular recovery, and growth hormone release. Now, this is where many women get confused. But I sleep better after drinking. Yes, but alcohol fragments the restorative sleep cycle. You may sleep longer, but your recovery is worse. And poor sleep is one of the strongest accelerators of visible aging that I see. And alcohol dilates your blood vessels. So over time, chronic alcohol leads to facial redness, flushing, and inflammation, especially in rosacea-prone skin. Does this mean never drink? No, the frequency matters. Here's what I usually tell patients. If you drink, hydrate aggressively alongside it. 1:2 is the ratio. Increase your protein intake and get the electrolytes in. Sleep properly afterwards. Reduce frequency if possible. Where to start? Here's the important thing about this entire video. I'm not asking you to become perfect overnight. That's how people fail. Choose one change, just one. Start there, small change. Reduce the sugar in your chai. Reduce packet snack. Cut the fried food. Improve the protein intake. Reduce alcohol frequency, increase the hydration, build slowly, and you'll get cumulative results. The skin you see today is just reflecting the last 2 to 3 months of your life. The skin you'll see in 3 months from today depends on the change you start doing today. And one last thing before we went, I want to say something very important. Listen, good skin is not just products, it's also about blood sugar stability, inflammation, sleep, hormones, gut health, and recovery. Your kitchen is also a part of your skincare routine, whether you realize it or not. Now, I genuinely want to know, which food surprised you the most? Sugar, dairy, refined oil, maida, alcohol. What's the one thing you honestly think you're going to start reducing this week? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want more videos deeper on glycation, dairy, acne, cooking oil, gut health, skin, inflammatory diet, Indian skin, Indian foods, let me know and I'll make them next week for you. I'm Dr. Chytra Anand, your Indian beauty doc, signing off. See you next week.